Today is Thursday, November 24th, and it's Thanksgiving Day. And when I was a kid growing up, November was my favorite month after the summer, because November had 3 days in it that were holidays. We had Election Day, we had Armistice Day, and we had Thanksgiving Day. And Thanksgiving was actually 2 days off from school. And Thanksgiving Day is not a religious, state, or political holiday. It is a holiday simply to celebrate the birth of the nation. The coming together of a varied group of peoples. Now, Thanksgiving has always meant getting together with family, always a gathering of some kind. But not the crazy travel plans that we see nowadays. So I remember in the 1940s, the big trip was going to my great aunt's house on 172nd Street and Vise Avenue. And I lived up on Walton Avenue in the Bronx. So I had to take the trolley car. We took the trolley car on Fordham Road, down from Walton Avenue all the way down to the Bronx Zoo, where we switched to the Southern Boulevard line, and that took us down to 172nd Street and Vise Avenue. Actually, we were on Southern Boulevard, and then we would have to walk up the hill to my aunt's house, and she lived in a walk-up building, luckily on the second floor, right? And that was what the holiday was. And sometimes they would come to our house. But it was a gathering. It wasn't this madness that we have now, with people flying all over the country and driving. There weren't millions of people traveling great distances in those days. And I remember it. And I loved the month of November. Now, I'm sure everybody out there knows that Thanksgiving is the fourth Thursday of the month of November. And there are many people in this country who believe that Abraham Lincoln made the day official in 1863. But he didn't really do that. In 1939, there were a series of events that changed the time associated with Thanksgiving. Because in 1939, Thanksgiving came very late in November. And the retailers were worried about the shortened shopping season for Christmas, because back then they didn't start shopping for Christmas until after Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving was the beginning of the Christmas season. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt decided to change the holiday celebration to the third Thursday of the month. And as usual in this country, with any major change, there was all kinds of confusion, and many states refused to accept the new date. They were sticking with the fourth Thursday. So there were 18 states that refused. And for 3 consecutive years, Thanksgiving was held on 2 separate dates. The old date was nicknamed the Republican Thanksgiving, and the new date was called the Democratic Thanksgiving, or Franksgiving, pointing their fingers at Roosevelt. But then Roosevelt realized that the change had no real effect on retailers, and decided in October of 1941, actually on October 6th, he reestablished the fourth Thursday of November as the official day of thanks. And Roosevelt and Lincoln weren't the only presidents with thoughts about Thanksgiving Day. George Washington and John Adams and James Madison all issued proclamations regarding the holiday. So it's been with us since day one as a very important day. And then, of course, you have the parade. Gimbel's department store in Philadelphia was the first major store to host the Thanksgiving Day parade, not the famed Macy's department store. And cranberries were actually used by Native Americans in the first Thanksgiving dinner, as well as for their daily medicinal needs. And today, cranberry is one of the most important parts of the Thanksgiving meal. And in 1876, they held the first Thanksgiving Day football game. So you see, it has a little bit of a tumultuous history, Even though it's a great day and people loved it, there were things that happened. And of course, those things that happened were associated with money, as usual. But nevertheless, we have this 4-day weekend starting on the fourth Thursday of November. And it's a great, great holiday. And except for those people that have to travel great distances today to be with relatives, since everything has changed a lot since the 1940s and 50s. We've become a nation that has spread out. People don't stay in their town and in their city for their entire lives anymore. People are upwardly mobile, and of course that has to do with trains and planes and things like that. So I'm not so sure that the Thanksgiving that we celebrate at this time in our lives is as great as the old Thanksgivings that we used to have. And maybe they weren't as great as I think, but when I was young, celebrating Thanksgiving was a big deal because we did get to go and see cousins and aunts and uncles and people like that. And that was good. That was good because people didn't see everybody as much as they could. And of course, communications was different in those days, Not everybody had a telephone. And TV wasn't around in those days. It was in its infancy. And now, of course, everybody has a mobile phone. So you can always see somebody if you want to. Because just give them a buzz on their phone and ask them to show you their picture and their smiling face. So let's hope. I have one big hope for this Thanksgiving, and that's that we can finally become, or we can finally start to become, the United States. Not the divided states. Not this hodgepodge of terrible thoughts, not the fight against compromise. Recognize our faults, get together, deal with them, become once again a relatively great nation. I leave you with that this morning. Bye.